Hello everybody! So today we are going to do peas on a vine. Very cute. And I'm going to show you and teach you all about different varieties of peas, and what parts of the peas you can eat, and how they grow. They grow using vines, and they usually use nets or poles like this so the plant can climb on top and grow. So let's go ahead and get started with the PowerPoint. So we have these peas. These are sweet peas, and they have flowers. And let me just tell you, they are the best smelling flower ever. Sweet peas smell so good. Here's a picture of their flowers. They come in all different colors. Today we're going to do the purple variety. And you can see those little tentacles, those little swirls coming off, and that grabs on to other things, and they grow straight up, and those little arms, the little vines, use them to climb up trees and poles and nets and all different things. Alright, I have this video. This is just going to show you all the different colors of sweet peas. They come in all sorts of colors. Purples, violets, pinks, oranges, hot pinks, blues, and white. I bet that garden smells so good. What I wanted you to notice was all those nets in the back. That is what they grow on, are those nets. So that's interesting. They use their little vines for that. This is where I was inspired to do this lesson. Especially for the younger kids, I was inspired by You're My Little Sweet Pea, but you can see the similarity between that and the book cover. And then I read this book, The Little Green Peas, and it's a color book, teaches you all about colors, and at the end, it's pretty cool. They end up in space. Awesome. Awesome books. Alright, and our last, then we have 3 different types of peas. So we have snow peas, snap peas, and garden peas. You can eat the entire pea, the peel and the pea, except for the garden pea. Because the garden pea, their peel is a little more rough. I mean, you could eat it, but it probably won't taste as good. But with the snap pea and the snow pea, you can just pop that whole thing in your mouth and eat it all. This is a video. I will post this. She is really cool. She's very excited to tell you all the fun facts about peas. So I'll leave that on my website, and you guys can watch that at another time. Or you can pause the video and watch it right now. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our lesson. We are going to be using our ruler. We're going to be using a pencil with an eraser. Make sure you have an eraser. And our ultra-fine Sharpie. Now, ultra-fine Sharpies have this really tiny point. And it's very delicate. So do not press down too hard or else you break it. And sometimes the ink will leak out if you're too heavy-handed with this. So we're using it very light like a feather. Okay. We should have our paint palette as well. Now we're just going to get started with this pole. We have to draw a pole. We have to draw a pole because the peas have to grow on something. And their little arms like to grab onto nets and into poles and trees. So that is what we're going to do. So go ahead and get your ruler. We need to find the centimeter side. So those are when the letters or the numbers are tinier. And it says cm. And we're going to do 1 centimeter. I want you to go ahead and find the top of your page. We're going to do 2 fingers and put a little dot. And we need to measure out 1 centimeter. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to lay this down. And I'm going to draw the line. That is 1 centimeter, starting from the 0 to the 1. 1 centimeter. Just like that. That is going to be the top of our pole for our plants to grow on. We're also going to need to remember when we line up our ruler, it has to be the same as the paper. It can't be off to the side like that. It has to be straight. It's going to be right next to that. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to draw a line, straight line, all the way down my page. Just like that. Then I'm going to come to the other side right here. Make sure it's lined up with the top. You don't want it over here. You want it lined up with the top right here. Nice and straight. And you're going to draw a line all the way down. And there we have our pole. But we're going to make our pole three-dimensional. 3D. So we are going to have to add a little diagonal line right here. So we're going to zoom in right here. And I want you to draw a line that is pointing down. Not like this, not up here, not over here. You can even use your ruler and kind of guide it. And it's also like 1 centimeter. It's not very long. It's also 1 centimeter. You see that, guys? 1 centimeter. And then you're going to use your fancy ruler, and you're going to get it all the way up to the edge. And you're going to draw that line all the way down. Just like that. The next thing we're going to do, you're going to start at the bottom, and you're going to do some loops, squiggly lines like that. Do the little vine that ends in a swirl, and then you're going to come to the other side and do the same thing. There's no wrong way to do this, but you definitely want them to kind of come off of the pole. You want to have those little spaces right here. Once you have that, you're going to come off and do some swirls. And then we need to add lines for the peas. So anywhere you're just going to draw little short lines. These lines are about 2 fingers. Anywhere you want a pea. Now, you don't want to add too many peas. The reason you don't want to add too many peas is that they are time consuming to draw. So you're not going to draw any more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 or 9, okay? If you do more than like 8 or 9, it's very time consuming. So I drew these little lines coming off of my vines, and I did about 9 of them. Remember, if you do more than 9, then you're going to have to draw 9 or more than 9 peas, and those are kind of time consuming. So here's another example right there. And now after you have these lines, I want you to watch me, okay? You're going to watch me in 3, in 2, and 1. I'm going to start right here. You're going to do 1 circle, 2 circle. You're going to do that to all of them. After you do that to all of them, you're going to go ahead and draw an eye shape, and then the bottom, and a little stem. So I'm going to show you that again. You draw an eye, one side, stem. I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to draw 2 circles. These circles are about as big as my finger. You're going to come down, draw the eye shape, and then come down and do a stem. And you're going to do that to all of your peas. Okay, I'm going to give you the A-OK. It's your turn. Go ahead. You don't have to be super detailed because we're going to be more detailed when we get to the Sharpie. Those are just some rough sketches. You're also going to want to add some of the flowers, and the flowers are just 3 little loops together. So I'm just going to go anywhere I want a flower. You want to do them pretty big, not too small, because then you won't be able to fit any color. You can have some of them upside down, some of them off to the left, some of them off to the right. You're just going to add flowers where you would like. Alright, you are going to outline your peas first. What are you going to outline first? Your peas. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to watch me. So you're going to watch me in 3, in 2, and 1. You're going to outline the pea pod first. So I outline the pea pod first. Then the circles. And then you add the shadows. Like that. I'm going to show you one more time. You're going to outline the pea pod first. Then you're going to outline the peas inside. Add a little bit of shadow. Just like that. I'm going to show you one more time. Let's watch one more time. You're going to draw the pea pod first. Kind of looks like a banana. Then you draw the circles. Add a little bit of shadow, and you're done. You're going to do that to all of them. That's why I said you don't want to draw too many peas, because then it's really time consuming. Draw the pea pod first, make that banana, then you draw the circles, then you add a little bit of shadow inside. And we're drawing the peas first. Okay. After you've drawn all your peas, you're going to draw all of your vines and flowers. You're just going to go over them with Sharpie. Make sure to skip over. So I'm going to do an example. When you're drawing your vines, you have to stop skip over, and continue. So eyes on me in 3, 2, 1. I'm drawing, I'm stopping, skipping over, stopping, skipping. Alright, so you gotta jump over your peas. Alright. Now we have to outline and the post. And we also have to do some etching on the side to give more depth and shadow. So you're going to do that same skipping method. You're going to draw those lines, and when you come to a pea pod, you skip over. When you come to a flower, you skip over all the way down. Come to the flower and skip over. So I'm just outlining our little stick right here. And the stick is important because it helps our vines grow. We're going to do some hash marks on the side here. So just on this side. And basically you're going to draw lines like this in one direction. And then you go in the other direction. We're doing hash marks. Add some hash marks just on the side where the shadow is. Just like that. And then you get to erase everything, so make sure you have a good eraser. And we're going to erase all those pencil marks before we get into our watercolor. In fact, I need to find a better eraser. And clear off all of that eraser dust. And we're going to use our blue crayon. So it doesn't matter which color blue, just find a blue. And you're going to outline your peas and your flowers. And the post. I'm going over the post first. Then I'm going to go over all the peas. And the reason we're doing this is because wax repels water. And we want to do a little barrier to protect your flowers and your peas when we add the sky. When we add the background. And we're just coloring what is outside of the post. So we don't have to worry about anything inside the post. We're just outlining things that are on the outside of the post. Don't worry about the things that are inside. They'll be okay from the water. So we're just outlining the peas that are on the outside and the flowers that are on the outside of the post. We're giving them a nice little barrier to protect them. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our watercolors ready. We're going to use blue first, so put a few drops of water in your blue. And we're going to do just the outline from the outside of the post. I'm going to start here. And we're just going to outline everything. We're not coloring in the flowers. We're not coloring in the peas. And this is where the wax is going to help you. The wax from the crayons. Try your best to not color in the flowers or the peas. We're just tracing around them, painting around them. This is a very time-consuming lesson. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of focus. So good job, guys, keeping up and staying focused with me. It's going to pay off. This is going to be a really cool painting. Okay. Our next thing we're going to do is use our brown crayon. So find a brown, and we're going to use more pressure here on the sides and less pressure on the front. So we're going to go really gentle on the sides here. In the front we're using less muscle, more gentle. Make sure not to put your hand in the water, your wet paint. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is yellow. Get your brush nice and clean. We're going to get some water in the yellow, and we're just painting the peas. Not the pod, just the peas. We're just adding a little bit of yellow to the peas. Don't have to add any water to the paper. We are just going straight on with the paint. Your paint needs to be a little wet. You're just going to add some water into your palette, and you're just painting the peas. Then you're going to get your green, and you're just going to add a little bit of water to the green. And you're going to go ahead and add dark green right onto those peas. You're going to see the colors blend together. That's okay. That's kind of what we want. We want the green and the yellow to blend. Make sure you didn't forget about any peas. They sometimes hide. Alright, looking good. And then our very last step is just to add some purple. Just adding purple to our flowers. You don't need to get the paper wet, you just need to get the paint wet, and hopefully this is when the wax will definitely help, because it will stop that purple from bleeding into the blue, and that's why we outlined our flowers and pea pod. This takes a lot of concentration, a lot of attention to detail. But then you're all finished, and this looks amazing. I can't wait to see yours. This is definitely one of those pieces that your teacher can send to me a photo of, and I'll try to get it put into the food calendar for next year. So that would be really cool. People could send me some photos. It also looks really nice if you mount it on some black paper like I did with this one. Makes a nice little card. And you guys did an excellent job. I'm going to give you 2 thumbs up. Congratulations. And enjoy this lesson, and I can't wait to see some photos. Okay, bye everybody.